Everybody used to tell me how big and fat that I have become. The greeting was, "Oh my God, you've become so fat and so big." And I used to be so annoyed. I used to be so mad at it because that was a song. Hey guys, today I'm here to tell you a very interesting story of how I lost 31 kgs. It was during COVID time and I was so heavy that time. I was so heavy. The highest weight that I ever weighed was 105 kgs during that time. I was in bad shape, both physically and emotionally. I was the kind of people who never believed that you're actually what you eat. Basically, I'm an emotional eater. When I'm very sad, I eat. When I'm very happy, I eat. When I go to somewhere where there are people who are eating in an occasion, I eat. I used to even wake up in the night to eat. I used to be the kind of person who cannot sleep in the same house without food. I was very sad and depressed. I was very lazy. And sometimes laziness does not just come because somebody wants to be lazy. Sometimes we are lazy because our bodies can't allow us to do anything. I was physically lazy. I was mentally lazy. I didn't have any concentration. I used to walk 5 steps and I'll be like, "Oh my God, I am so tired." I never used to believe that we are basically what we eat. I never used to know how to eat well. All I knew was that food is food. I never had any education about health, about healthy eating, and about food. I used to wake up in the middle of the night and take 2 chapatis and tea with sugar. In the morning, I used to take like another 2 chapatis with tea and sugar. In the evening, I would take a whole bunch of ugali. The normal breakfast in any Kenyan house is tea and bread. And prove me wrong if this is not what you grew up with. Basically, we grew up eating tea and bread as our breakfast. The only thing that tea and bread does when you take it for breakfast in the morning is to make you full. 3 hours later, you're hungry. That is because carbohydrates, especially processed carbohydrates and sugar, the only thing they do is to make you full and then make you hungry again. They make your blood sugar to rise, spike your blood sugar. Minutes later, your blood sugar is low again, so you need to eat again. So I never knew about all that. When I came to discover about good eating habits, went online, I watched so many YouTube videos. There are so many people talking about healthy eating habits. And so I started unlearning and then relearning the good eating habits. Carbohydrates are like a matchstick. When you light a matchstick, it lights up very fast. If you hold a matchstick like this, you'll only hold it for like less than 3 seconds and then the matchstick is out. That is what processed carbohydrates are. They make you full very fast, just like a matchstick, and then in the next 1 hour or so, you're already hungry, so you want to eat again. Protein, and by protein, I mean animal protein, like eggs, meat, fish, chicken, any animal protein. Proteins are like charcoal. It takes a while to light up, but before the charcoal goes off, it takes time. The fire keeps burning and the heat is always there, so proteins are like that. It takes time for your body to ingest them, but when you get full, you'll be fuller for longer. And then there's this other category of food called fats. Fats are like fatty meats, avocado, cheese. Fats are like a bonfire, which are lit with huge logs of wood. Making this log of wood to light up takes a lot of time. But when this log of wood lights up, believe you me, it can stay on for days and days and days. You can leave a bonfire there lighting up at night, and in the morning you'll still find some heat there. That is how fats are. To cut the long story short, I learned about intermittent fasting, and intermittent fasting in layman's language, I always use this example when I'm explaining about intermittent fasting. When you fuel a car and it gets to full tank, you can't continue fueling it. If you continue fueling a car that has already gotten to full tank, the rest of the fuel will start pouring out because there's no more space for fuel, right? Intermittent fasting is where you give your body time to digest all the food that you've eaten and use it up, just like fuel. Once the food is used up, now you can add more food. But if you eat food now, you eat food like after 2 hours, you eat more food after like another 2 hours, already your body is full and has not used up all the food. So the excess food is stored as fat in your body. That is why we grow bigger and bigger and fat. That is why we add a lot of weight. So when I learned about intermittent fasting, I started by doing 1 meal a day. 1 meal a day is basically where you just eat 1 meal a day, whether it's lunchtime whether it's morning, whether it's evening, whatever time you choose to eat, as long as it's 1 meal a day. And by the way, breakfast is called breakfast because you're breaking a fast. When you eat in the evening and you eat dinner, and then you wake up in the morning and eat, that meal that you take, it's called breakfast because you've broken a fast. You are sleeping, so you are fasting. You are not eating. That's why that meal is called breakfast. So I started with 1 meal a day, and I used to eat lunch only. And I realized, this thing is easy for me. It was during COVID time, so I was idle, so I could concentrate on what I was eating. From there, I went to a certain timetable that I found online, and I found it to be very, very helpful. It's called the 5 weeks timetable. I'll put it up, but I'll talk about it later, maybe in my next video. I'll talk about many methods of fasting that exist that can help you actually lose the weight. So from there, I did the 5 weeks timetable. And guess how much weight I lost using the 5 weeks timetable? Within 5 weeks, I had lost a whole 14 kgs. Believe you me, even me, I could not believe it. And my clothes started getting loose, and I was like, this intermittent fasting thing works. So within the 5 weeks, I lost a whole 14 kgs. Then from there, I would mix up the fasting protocols. I would do like 42 times 3, I would do 48 times 2, I will do 72 hours once a week. And basically, it is not about the kind of protocol that you use to fast. There's even something called a free mode kind of fasting, like freestyle. I believe it's not really about the fasting protocol that you use, but to know the reason why you're fasting. When you fast, your food is used up, and then your body continues using the food that it had stored before, and that is the fat. I started at 105 kgs. Let's say after around 10 weeks, mixing up fasting protocols, I had gotten down to 85 kgs. Later on, I continued mixing up the fasting protocols. Mostly, I would do 72 hours, and then I would mix it up with 18 hours during the week. I also loved 42 times 3 method of fasting. It was so nice. On this picture that you're seeing here, I was 105 kgs. On this picture that you're seeing on this side, I was 74 kgs. So you can see there was a huge difference. I was 105, I got to 85, and then after mixing up the fasting protocols again, I lost another 11 kgs and I got to 74, as you can see here. So that's how I lost 31 kgs, and I basically learned that the hard way, that you are what you eat. You are what you eat. Never let anyone lie to you that, oh, I don't eat, but I'm big. I don't eat, but I'm gaining weight. You are what you eat. 80% of how you look is what you eat. Then 20% is exercise and other things, maybe other physical activities. But never let someone lie to you that they don't eat and they are gaining weight. That is a lie. You cannot gain weight without eating, and eating the wrong kind of food. Unlearn and then relearn. Unlearn what you learned, you unlearn it, and then you learn again, you relearn the kind of foods that are good for you. Yeah, so that's it. I'm so grateful to this intermittent fasting because it literally changed my life. If you want any kind of change in life, you must be ready to learn. I've learned the hard way that every single day is a learning day for us. The lesson I learned from my weight loss journey, and I'm leaving it to you. So in other videos, I'll be talking about those fasting protocols, why you should fast, why fasting is important in healing the body, why fasting is important in autophagy, even in healing diseases like cancer, reversing type 2 diabetes. I'm going to talk about it because it's my passion, yeah? Both food and health are my passion, so I'm going to talk about all these things. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, please subscribe, hit the notification bell, and like this video. Let me tell you, this time when I was 105 kgs, everybody used to tell me how big and fat that I have become. Oh my God. When I meet with someone, either a friend of mine or a relative that I haven't seen for a long time, the greeting was, oh my God, you've become so fat and so big. And I used to be so annoyed. I used to be so mad at it because that was a song. That was the everyday song. Then came this time when I lost 31 kgs and I turned out to be a baby girl. Yeah, like I could wear anything I want. I could wear high heel shoes. I could wear all sorts of clothes, you know, nice clothes that I always used to admire people wearing. And everybody was like, oh my God, are you sick? What happened? People started talking behind my back now and saying all sorts of things like she must be sick, something must be happening in her life, she must be depressed. But I was so happy with my weight. my health was so good, my mind was so clear, I was so focused, like it was a change of a lifetime. So what I can say in this weight loss journey, don't listen to what people are saying, because people will always talk, whether you're big or small, whether you're fat or lean, anyhow you look, people will always talk. Okay, always appreciate yourself the way you're looking at whatever weight you are in, but now be very careful about the health issues, because I think when I was 105, my BMI must have been like heading to 40. I was basically obese. Don't listen to people. You do your thing. Do your thing. Make sure your BMI is right. Make sure you're feeling good about your health. Make sure you're feeling good about your body. Trust me, that is all that matters. Because initially people are saying, oh, you're too big, you're too fat, you're too lazy, oh, blah, 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 this and that. And then later on, they started saying how thin I am. They said, oh, she became sick or whatever. Yeah, but I wasn't even listening to whatever they were saying. 80% of the people are the ones who used to appreciate now that I've become smaller. But there's this 20% who are always negative and always want to talk. Yeah, So, yeah, bye.